Welcome back to Love Your Love Muscle. I am Seb, the founder of the Transformational Meditation Group that organizes these podcast sessions and online meditation sessions because we are live on Second Life and recording this show at the same time. And then we will publish a live session on Thursday uh, where you can ask questions, etc. And you can ask questions on Second Life as well, but then we'll publish it on Thursday for all other platforms live. Today's theme or today's title for this podcast is actually called Heartful Scrolling. We're going to talk about social media and how that affects us and how we can adjust ourselves to a social media world, how we can interact with it in a good, healthy way. So I just want to start first by getting the tone set, getting the atmosphere right, getting you right, and into a listening state, or at least a calm, relaxing state. So just sit up straight. Hello, new people coming in on Second Life. Welcome. Good to have you here. Find a comfortable position. Make sure you have good enough support. All right. This is just not the meditation yet, but just a session to calm down, settle down. So take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Fill your lungs with air and exhale through your mouth. And as you exhale, lower your shoulders, loosen your jaw a bit, let the tension go. Wonderful. Now just take some calm, nice, conscious breaths. Nice and slow. Feel the rhythm of your breath. And with every exhale, release some tension. Just imagine and feel that you're releasing tension and that you are settling down and centering yourselves. Wonderful. Just notice how that feels. Just breathing already regulates your nervous system. Beautiful. So just breathe normally. And as you might notice when you breathe normally, now you're already breathing calmer uh, than you did before you started this session. Beautiful. Okay. Back to alertness, but not a stressful alertness. Let me find my notes. So I want to talk a bit about the neuroscience of digital interaction. This is what we do when we go online and browse the social media websites, right? Did some research, and an average person is 2.5 hours on social media each day. I found it surprisingly long. And what happens during those 2.5 hours? Well, you risk getting triggered by things you see on social media, the things you read on social media. And if you do social media yourself, you post, you're not only lurking and watching what everybody else is posting, but if you do some post yourself, you're also anxious about how people react on that, right? And when you are online, people tend to be more direct, uh, less nice, is my experience at least, and often judgmental. Somehow people get totally different when they are online and don't interact face to face or more directly with someone. They tend to be a little bit harsher in their responses, especially when they get triggered. So for those people that are often commenting in a negative way or being harsh to other people, this session is pretty nice to follow as well, because you learn some techniques in how you can respond to people if you see a social media post you want to respond to, right? So when we see content that challenges us, challenges our self-image, our body response, as if we are facing a prehistoric predator, right? Our there is an area in our brain called amygdala, which will respond on anything that is a threat. And it doesn't matter if it's a physical threat, you see it out in the open coming through you, but it also reacts in a similar way when we get triggered by a comment on a post or the post itself. It feels like an attack. You can often notice that yourself as well. Just notice how you feel when you read something, right? Can you imagine if it's really true that people on average are 2.5 hours on social media? What will happen then, right? They risk being most of the time in a anxious state, a worried state, fight and flight state. That's a lot. 2.5 hours every day. So what can you do? I mean, social media is everywhere, right? You can, of course, just quit social media. A lot of people do that, often for a short or longer period of time, which is nice. And then you really notice what social media does to you, right? Because it gets so obvious that you are in a calmer state of mind. You're not worried so much anymore, not anxious. But if you're like me, you have to be on social media because otherwise people you won't reach out, you won't be able to reach out to other people. Social media is for me everyday thing, right? I don't make a post every day, but I do get contacted by people that have questions, want to set up an appointment, and it's often through social media. So I'm affected by this every day. And actually, I have 3 tips for you that you can do before you start using an app like Instagram or Facebook. And I will also come with suggestions for other social media platforms that I can personally recommend as much better alternatives to Meta, who is the owner of Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp and Threads, and probably they're going to buy TikTok, I don't know. But I have some tips for you, okay? So let's start with tip number 1. It's called compassionate scrolling. And goes like this. Begin each social media session with an intention, not an outcome, but a heart state. So you can do some breathing. Take a nice deep inhale, exhale through your mouth, calming down again, right? And just focus on your heart space. Just set an intention. Today I choose curiosity over judgment. Or today I will see the human behind the screen. Just start your session compassionate. And if you've been following along with this podcast for some time, you notice that it is very similar on how I recommend you start your day after you wake up, breathing through your heart and setting a state of being, an intention for the day. What do you want to accomplish today? How do you want to be today? Um, how do you want to add heart to the day? That's what we do in HeartMath Institute and the courses that I teach, adding heart to your day. And that's what you do here as well. So instead of starting the day with a heartfelt intention, you start your app on your telephone, on your mobile phone, and you just breathe in and out through your heart before you start scrolling and set that intention. It helps if you put your hand on your heart, especially. It gets that extra focus. And it changes your state of being. It changes your perspective. It also kind of resetting yourself, right? Because if you, for example, come home from a busy day, you still have all the baggage from a day with you. And if you then start, oh, I have to scroll through my post and what's happening on the internet, etc. You're carrying that baggage with you, then it's easier to get triggered in a negative way. But if you just calm down before you start, a few breaths through your heart, set that intention, it will help so much. Totally changes your perspective. All right, the next one. Before responding to any potentially triggering post, right? Take the 3 breath pause. So say you're calm and quiet and you're scrolling, and there you have a post that you get triggered by, or a comment on your post that you get triggered by. How can this person be against me or not agreeing with me, right? And you want to counterattack something like that, where you can take just a couple of breaths, take that pause, breathing, focus on your breathing, and just take a note of your state of being. Are your shoulders tense? Is your breath shallow? But change that. Calm down, and right away you get a different perspective, and you might decide to either not respond at all, let it be, or you are calmer and therefore are able to respond more appropriately instead of a knee-jerk reaction. So a tip there. Tip 2, 3 breath pause. Take 3 breaths. Notice how you feel. Notice your posture. Notice your shoulders, your jaw. Are you tense? Calm down. Then respond or choose not to respond. And the last one is at the end of each session, at the end of the day, again, go back to your heart. Breathe through your heart. You might want to close your eyes even and take 3 deep breaths. And with every out breath, let the digital tension go. Okay, right. I saw some awful things. Quite lately, there's of course a lot of things going on with wars here and there. And you can't get out of it that you will see those kind of posts that might trigger you. And just, okay, yeah, so you can't control everything in the world. Some things happen, and you have to choose what you want to react to and what you want to take in and not want to take in. So always remember that social media is a tool. Yeah, it's a way to interact with other people. It's not a measure of your worth, and no matter what people do to you, if you want to post some good vibes, uh, do that and don't care what people react, right? Uh, it's not a battlefield, so don't go in lengthy discussions or anything like that. Calm down, and when you calm down and breathe, you get a different perspective, and you might choose to respond in a better way or not at all. And be open, right? I've met lots of great people online on social media that are colleagues, friends now, that have invited me for an interview, and I invited them for an interview. So lots of connections can be made, and we're going to do a little meditation session now, a little short self-regulation session again. And after that, I will recommend some social media platforms that I find extremely beneficial and really social, and with a community that is kind-hearted, creative, and respectful against each other. And it's a very diverse group of people as well. So I'll come back to that after this short session, right? So now you've got the 3 tips on what to do before you start, during your session, and afterwards. And it all has to do with breathing, but especially the first one I find especially beneficial, and that is just prepare. Don't grab your phone and scroll right away. Sit down, calm down. It's even the same thing that you do when you start eating your dinner, right? You sit down, calm down, and then you start eating. So you sit down, calm down, take your phone, open your app, and then while the app loads, take a few breaths, focus on your heart, and become more compassionate, more resilient. Set that intention. Okay, going to practice this a little deeper, a little better. So sit down and you want to close your eyes. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose again and out through your mouth. And as you do that, relax again, settle down, breathe calmly and deeply. Try a 5-second inhale, 5-second exhale. Beautiful. Move your focus point into your heart space. You can put your hand on your chest right there where your heart is. Give it more focus. And imagine breathing in and out through your heart. And as you do that, imagine your heart creating a warm, compassionate feeling. Feel your hand getting warm. And let that warm, caring, compassionate feeling go through your body. Set the intention before you go scrolling on social media that today I choose curiosity over judgment. And it opens you up, no expectations, just being curious. What is there to learn? You might even want to set the intention as well that says, today I will see the human behind the screen. And it's just a reminder to yourself that everybody on social media is human. So they might be using the wrong words, mixing things up. A lot of people on social media post in English but aren't native English speakers or writers, and that can give some difficulties to understand them. And if you're a person that does that makes posts on social media, you can again set the intention that you choose curiosity over judgment and feel a sense of gratitude for the people that react to your posts, no matter if it's negative or positive. They have seen the message, right? Beautiful. Now breathe normally again. Open your eyes. Just notice that changed your state of being. And can you imagine that when you change your state of being, that your perspectives, the way you see things, the way things come to you, that you interpret that differently than what you would do when you are in a stressful situation, right? Beautiful. Okay. So again, social media is a tool to get in touch with other people, to see what is going on in the world, what keeps people busy. And one of the platforms I can highly recommend, and there are a lot of people using it, but it's not really very well known. It's called Vero True Social. So if you are fed up with everything that's going on with Facebook, or if you are afraid that TikTok might get banned again, or if you're there, or if you're tired of Snapchat and everything that comes to you, if you want a social media platform that doesn't have algorithms that are pretending to think what you like and feed you with information that you might not be interested in, and it might sometimes be harmful as well. Go to Vero True Social. Just search it, make an account there. It has everything you need. You can post pictures like on Instagram. You can even post links to your own content on websites or videos or whatever. It has a good integration with YouTube. Um, and if you are a movie fan or a fan of reading books, there are easy ways, beautiful ways you can create posts that where you can recommend movies, where you can recommend books to other people to read. And it's very well designed and it's very well thought through. Try it out. I can highly recommend it. Vero True Social. Other platforms I am on, Mastodon is like a replacement for Twitter or X or Blue Sky. It's also a nice place to be, though I would say a little bit harsher, but it has great moderation. So if you're on a Mastodon server, because there are different services there that you can choose from, if you find a service that is uh, completely according to your values, what you're looking for, if let's say you are interested in meditation, self-regulation, like I am, of course, and you may be interested in more scientific topics, go to cosmicnation.co and create an account there and try it out. And my Patreon supporters that are VIP or VIP Plus, I'm not sure yet. I think VIP already. If you're a VIP Patreon supporter or VIP Plus, I'm not sure anymore. Anyway, if one of those two, you can get a free Mastodon account as well. Because on cosmicnation.co, you have to pay $9 a year to get access. And why do you have to pay for that service there? Well, the people owning it they are good friends of mine, but they have to to live and they have to pay some cost for the service as well. And $9 a year isn't much, and you get a great section of the Mastodon or the Fediverse, as they call it, presented to you with scientific people, people that are into yoga, meditation, etc. So try that out. So yeah, I can highly recommend Vero, True Social, and Mastodon as the replacements for Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. So try that out. I can highly recommend it. And don't worry if you don't know any people there, because that's like an excuse many people have. Like, I don't know anybody there and I can't find anything because I have no algorithms there. Just post some things, interact, follow people, search on hashtags, and you'll get to know a lot of people, a lot of great people that inspire you, especially on Vero. All right, I want to conclude with that. So again, that's also part of heartfelt scrolling, right? If you don't feel comfortable on one platform, don't hesitate to go to another platform and try that out. That's what I've done, and I'm almost never again on Facebook and Instagram. It's that I have a lot of followers there, but I would really, really like to see all those people go over to Vero and Mastodon and yeah, the other alternatives. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in today. A little bit more talk today and a little less meditation, but we'll pick that slack up again next time in 2 weeks. So take care, be safe, and I hope to see you back in 2 weeks again. Namaste, everyone.